Hi, it's Robin, and I'm here with our soul sister and go-to astrologer, Stevie Calista. She's back to break down September's astrology week by week so you can feel prepped, grounded, and excited about what's ahead. Think of this as your celestial cheat sheet. Let's get going. Hi, Stevie.
Hi, thanks for having me.
So look forward to these because there is so much to understand, and it helps me really get ready for this month because the energy, as we all know, has just been bonkers over the last several years. So having this as my foundation helps. So I'm sure it's helping other people as well.
Yeah, helps me immensely. What would I do without this?
Seriously, what would I do without you? So let's talk about September overall, and then we're going to break it down week by week.
Yeah. There's a lot to say about the whole month of September. We're in eclipse season now. That started with that Virgo new moon on August 3rd. That was not an eclipse, but it was definitely the entering of the energy of the eclipse season. And this season in general is really about starting new cycles and letting go of old soul stuff. Eclipses are where our soul's mission, our contract is activated. And so it's all about starting something fresh, letting go of something that no longer serves you. And it's not necessarily gentle. It's like a shove. Sometimes we don't appreciate how it happens to us. It feels like it's happening to us, but essentially it's the soul saying, whoa, you got it. You can't do this anymore. You need to start this over here. There's space for something new and you have to let go of something old. And so it's this cycle of letting go and starting new and letting go and starting new. And so we're in this energy right now, and it's very potent. Also, just September in general is when we start to see the planets go back into the old energy. Remember, we've been talking about
I do.
We have this new energy and it's fire and air. And actually on the 1st of September, Saturn goes back into Pisces, and we'll start to see some of the other planets go back into their water and earth energy. And so it's like the moment in the fall where we really are being asked to get what's left under the rug, sweep it out, finish up some things, go back and review. A lot of planets are in retrograde, the outer planets are. So it's more about inward work and going within and cleaning up what needs to be cleaned up, basically.
I feel like things are slowing down. I don't know if that's good or bad, to be honest, because it's been somewhat overwhelming in the last couple months, but I do that forward momentum. So
this is the thing too. We started the year with such a slow turtle energy because we had Mars and Venus retrograde and then Mercury, remember? And we were all just, please, I just want forward momentum. Then it was like all of a sudden, like 0 to 100, really intense forward momentum. And so this is like a recalibration, right? So we had the really slow turtle, then we went like super speed. And now it's okay, whoa, what just happened? What that new cycle do you, because we've been planting seeds all summer, new energy. Ooh, I want to do this and this. And we have all this Aries. It's, ooh, let's just start and be brave and do all these things. And essentially we're being asked, whoa, hang on, is that sustainable? Is that what you really want? Do you really want to water these seeds? And so I am really looking forward to the little bit of a slowed energy.
I know we're going to get into this month, but one question I would have is, does that lead us into 2026, or does it kick forward again, like back into the energy that we've been feeling all summer?
Yeah, that's a great question. It essentially stays this way until next year. So we're in the slower, older energy.
Okay, all this happened, reflect a bit, and then you're going to move.
Exactly.
Yeah, I know 2026 is going to be wild. That's a whole other podcast. But thank you for giving us this little bit of an overview of September. So now let's break it down.
Yeah.
So you started to say September 1st. So let's start there.
Yeah, really the 1st and 3rd weeks are the big weeks. There's not a lot that happens in the other weeks. On the 1st, Saturn moves back into Pisces. And so he's been in Aries for the spring and summer, and he's been really asking us to take responsibility for ourselves, to go within and use our own sovereignty and do the shit that we need to do. Hey, you need to do some things. And also start some things. You don't need to have all the answers. Just go, move forward, reinvent who you are, do the hard thing. So him moving back into Pisces is going to ask us to realign with our energetic spiritual bodies. So spiritual hygiene, energetic hygiene. And this eclipse season in general is asking us, is your energy aligned with your productivity? Is your energy aligned with your to-do list? How are you serving in a way that also serves the spiritual body? Are you resting? Are you listening? Are you having solitude? Are you retreating? That's really what this eclipse season is asking of us. You have to get right with that spiritual side so that the physical side and the way to serve can be aligned. So Saturn moving back into Pisces for the season into winter is just going to give us another moment of connecting with that side of things. So this is the dream world, the spiritual world, your creative world, right? And Saturn essentially is saying, are you doing what you need to do there?
Remind me, is Saturn like the teacher?
Yeah, he's like the high school principal, that he's our karma. Take responsibility. What are you doing? Are you building the right structures? So that's basically how he works. In Pisces, he's a little bit more ethereal. It's more energy based. And so this can be like, where are you choosing victimization over responsibility? Are you escaping? Are you spiritual bypassing? He's asking those sorts of questions. So when he moves back into Pisces on the 1st, we'll get a moment to go back. And we've been here before. This is where he was at the beginning of the year. So it's familiar.
Oh, I'm ready, but sure.
It's definitely a call to slow down too, for sure.
At least we know, right? Like at least we're aware that if you start feeling the feels and you start getting deep and called to be reflective, you're feeling the energy. Is there anything else in that first week?
So on the 2nd of September, Mercury goes into Virgo, and this means that our mind goes to more of a computer Excel spreadsheet. So we'll be functioning more in that Virgo way, which is productivity, to-do lists, making things more efficient, organizing, making better structures and systems. It's a really good time for everybody to get some stuff done. It's a mental power up, you know? So that's going to be beneficial for all of us to really get to those things we've been putting off. And it's more enjoyable to do it because it's like your brain turns on more. It's helpful. On the 6th of that week, Uranus goes retrograde. So the whole week, we're going to feel Saturn go back into Pisces, which we're going to feel that shift from fire to water. And then we're going to feel Uranian energy this week because he'll be moving retrograde, which means this week can bring unexpected events. It can bring change. It can bring pivoting. It can feel a little bit uncomfortable because he always feels like nervous butterflies or electricity. He feels exciting to me, but it can also be a little bit alarming. So if you feel that energy, you definitely want to get out of the mind and into the body in some sort of way. And really all season long, all September, we're being invited to chill out just a little bit and ground and take time to rest. What happens with this eclipse energy is that if you overdo it, because the North Node's in Pisces, so that means our soul's asking us to do the spiritual stuff, right? The rest and the cocooning. But the South Node in Virgo is saying, but we've always done it this way and we're really productive and our worth is attached to how much we get done. We're our obsession as humans in that cage. So if it was flipped, it would be very much, okay, we're meant to get things done, but this is actually, are you balancing? Are you too stressed out? Are you at burnout? What happens with this energy is that your back will go out. Or you'll get sick, or something will happen where it's like, So just take note. I've already noticed it creeping in my own life. I had to cancel things already because I'd just be like, whoa, I know if I push it in my normal way, it's going to be a serious problem.
Trust the whisper.
Trust the whisper. Because your body will be like, not sustainable.
I know personally I'm supposed to hear this message, and I know several other people in my life who are already feeling it, to your point, and who need to heed the call.
Yeah. We need to realize how productive rest is this month. Because if you push past it, it will be worse for you. You will eventually pull your back out and be in bed for 3 days or something. I can already feel my body doing this.
So for anyone listening who has those kinds of issues, make sure you're paying attention and you are doing the things that can allow you to have some rest.
And the thing is, this week on the 7th is the first eclipse. And this is a full moon eclipse at 15 degrees of Pisces. And it's a North Node eclipse, meaning there's something new happening. There's a new cycle. There's a soul saying, hey, turn right. It's time to go over here. But the full moon is very much in this energy we've been speaking of, Pisces and Virgo. So the sun's in Virgo, the moon's in Pisces. And this is all about when you have an opposition like that, there's a balance between the listening and the resting and the doing and the serving and the perfecting. And so this could be something like you letting go of criticism or perfectionism. Those kinds of things can really come up during this season for you to look at, and how much we attach our sense of worth to what we get done. Eclipses are a moment where the luminaries are blocked. And so there's a shadow aspect with eclipses, that something goes out of light and then returns back so we can see it in a different way. So if it's a little bit murky, this isn't a great full moon to go out and put water out. Just don't.
This is such good information because most people, they just assume it's okay.
Yeah, don't do that.
Don't do that.
The ancient ones used to hide, and they would be terrified.
Wow.
Yeah, because it's our luminaries, our life force energy, sun and moon are what control the tides and control everything, and they're going dark. And it's beautifully sacred, I want to say, too. I don't think we should at all be scared of it. But usually at a full moon, it might be very illuminated. You might have something come into clarity. And maybe this one's not quite the case yet, but give it time because it's going dark for a moment. So there's a shadow of us that's being illuminated. So it takes a minute.
On eclipses in general, what is the timing? Sometimes you don't see the expression of that. For how long?
Yeah. So astrologers argue over this a lot. But the thing is, we're in the North and South Node energy for 18 months. So we're in this letting go and starting new. And the cycle itself is 18 months long. So what happens is you're doing that work, and then an eclipse season comes and it gets peaked. And then you're doing that work, and then it comes again and you get peaked again. And usually this lasts for 18 months. So does that make sense?
Yes.
I usually start feeling the energy when we have the new moon in whatever sign it starts in. So probably in October, it'll start to cool down a little bit. But the effects of an eclipse season can last a lifetime because it's saying, well, you signed up for this, right? Or you can't do this anymore. So does that make sense?
Yeah, it does. I appreciate that. I bring that up because I hope people understand it's not necessarily immediate.
Right.
You may not see all of the impact of that for a month to, as you said, could be a lifetime, could be a year, but just understand that there's a lot going on at that time that will have impact in the future.
100%. Yeah. And this one, the energy of it in general is just going to ask us to connect to our intuition and to the unseen world. And the veil is very thin during this time. So your dreams might be outrageous. You might be lucid dreaming. We're being asked to find compassion, find connection to oneness. Pisces is that deep connection to all, to the source itself. So the first week in September is a very powerful one. So have a lot of grace for yourself because there's a lot happening, to say the least. And it'll be the whole month. This is the theme for the whole month.
Okay. So second week.
Second week, all I have is that the sun and Mercury are meeting up. So on July 1st, remember when Mercury was retrograde, it started a new Mercury cycle, which was like new moon in Mercury. This is the full moon of that, the full Mercury of that. So this is where something that started on July 1st is being illuminated. So this could be very subtle. You might not even notice this, but if you did start a mercurial, which is mental communication, learning, writing, reading energy, our mind, if you did start something around July 1st, you might have an aha illuminated moment when they meet together.
I'm excited to look back.
Yeah.
Because I can't remember anything anymore.
I know.
So
yeah, that's all I have that week. We're going to be feeling the eclipse all that week too.
Yeah.
So it just moves that way.
All right. So then we're jumping to the middle of September.
So a lot happens the week of the 18th, or what is it?
The week of the 15th?
15th. Okay. On the 18th, Mercury moves into Libra. So when she was her computer Excel spreadsheet and we were productive in organizing and perfecting things, now she's moving into Libra, which is all about how can I find harmony and balance in relationships? How can I mediate and see both sides of a story and compromise? And it's more social here, honestly. It goes from wanting to be very productive to, ooh, I want to have conversations with friends and I want to help other people. And we're coming into the Equinox energy this week. So this whole invitation in September is not only eclipse season, but it's all about finding balance, right? Because the equinox is when light and dark are equal. Yeah, I just love this energy because I'm always craving balance.
Honestly, Stevie, it is so you. It makes me think of you.
Oh, that's so cute. So the Mercury moving into Libra is really just going to give us this, like, we're going from earth to air. And so we become more chatty. And we become more interested in talking to other people to see how they're mirroring back who we are, because that's what Libra does. So on the 19th, Venus goes into Virgo. So then again, when we have Venus in a sign, she's, ooh, this is so enjoyable. This is so pleasurable. We like this. We desire this. And so her moving into Virgo means, oh, well, let's clean out the closet. Won't that be so fun? And we've been in Virgo energy, right, for a while.
Yeah, I was going to say, yeah.
Mercury's there. Mars was there before the sun. So we've been doing these layers. But when Venus comes, it's the to-do list becomes so fun to plan and organize. So that happens on the 19th. So that's fun. And then on the 21st, we have the second eclipse. And this one is at 29 degrees of Virgo. So on August 23rd, we had 0 degrees Virgo, new moon. And now the second eclipse is at 29 degrees Virgo. And so this is rare to have 2 new moons in the same sign at the first degree and the last degree. Because in astrology, it's 0 to 29. So we started something all the way on August 23rd, and now this new moon is at the very end. So these are very connected cycles because they're usually in the same spot in your chart, but either way, they're in the same archetype. So it's almost like we started something brand new, and then this new moon is about starting something new, but at the same time letting something go and finishing up a cycle. This is a South Node eclipse, so it has a lot to do with letting go. Shedding. South nodes are about where we get stuck. We've already mastered it. We don't need to hang out there for too long, or our shadow aspects that are running the show. So this eclipse is about, I wouldn't say you need to set new intention with eclipse because, like I said, you get shoved through these portals, but just be aware and just notice what's falling away. If there's old routines or criticisms or perfectionism tendencies that you're realizing don't need to be there anymore, or even just, again, this connection to, if I'm productive, I'm good.
And should we look back and subsequently anything that you might have planted, like seeds that you may have planted for yourself, and then anything that kind of came up?
Yep.
Okay.
Definitely connected to each other, for sure. Different new moon completely. The cool part about this, though, is staring at the chart this morning, it creates what we call a kite in astrology. So it's a triangle with a little triangle on the top. Looks like a kite, exactly like a kite. Which in astrology, that's such a beautiful aspect for flow. And the planets, they're all on the same team right now. There isn't a whole lot of tension. It's really beneficial for us to make changes and let go of old patterns. And we have all the outer planets. We have Saturn and Neptune and Uranus and Pluto all in this harmony aspect. And it's not just about us with this, it's about how we show up for humanity and how humanity is changing and how we're seeing the shadow of humanity really surface within us and how we are that and that is us and how we can take responsibility for that. And also just taking our power back with opening our mind and changing our perspective on how we used to see things. So this is a really good time to just observe. But there is a lot shifting and changing with this eclipse. There's a lot that we're letting go of.
That's really feels so relevant to personally, collectively, all of that. And my question would also be in terms of this energy, as we talked about at the beginning of this conversation, that we are going back a little bit to this reflective time of energy that we experienced at the beginning of the year. At that point in the beginning of the year, were those outer planets, weren't a lot of them in retrograde? So now what you said, there is a different aspect to this energy we're going back to.
Definitely.
At this time of reflection.
Yeah. Definitely.
Is that right?
It's a lot more inward. It's a lot more introspective. It's a lot more focused on how am I contributing to the collective frequency? How can I get in right relationship with myself in order to make a difference? Because, oh my word, you guys, if we all did that, the world would change instantly.
Yes, I was just having that conversation with somebody yesterday and how important it is if you can take that time for you and really get in alignment with yourself and what's the best path for you.
Yeah.
That changes the world.
Yeah. I'm really excited about this eclipse season.
Yeah.
And when we have Pisces and Virgo energy, it really is about listening to your intuition and connecting with the stuff that you can't see as much as you possibly can. And also they keep showing when I say they, my guides keep showing me, okay, your to-do list is important, sure, but what's more productive is your spiritual ritual, like your spiritual routine, and not at all in a rigid way, not in a, I have to do meditation and yoga, and no, that's not going to work right now. It's more about taking a sacred moment at the beginning or end or both part of your days and saying, how can I serve my spiritual body? Just like listening.
I always say that to people, just take the moment. If you have more time to do other practices and rituals, that's wonderful. But make your connection on a daily basis so easy that you absolutely do something when you wake up, before you get out of bed, could take less than a minute. And same thing when you go to sleep.
Yeah.
Clear yourself, honor, forgive yourself, all the things.
Yeah.
You can do that so quickly.
Yeah. Just breathe.
Breathe.
Just breathe.
And then that way you can actually do it throughout your day.
Yeah.
You have a moment. I always think, even in the moment where you're washing your hands, take a moment.
Yeah.
You can ask the question, remind me how to serve, universe, or thank you for this day, or whatever it is. It's those moments.
Yes.
It's the little moments.
100%. I just keep hearing this message to breathe in, breathe out. Life force energy is through breath. Source literally goes in and out of us, and it's how all of our chakras are activated, and how crazy of a small practice, and how much we don't consciously, we breathe.
We don't.
We're not.
You don't consciously.
Yeah.
You don't.
Totally.
So,
Yeah. It can be very simple.
and the one other thing I also always think is so important at the end of the day, intentionally ask, and I always talk about this, so you probably heard it before on this podcast, but the shower metaphor of have like energetic shower while you're in bed, have all that energy that doesn't serve you to leave your field, your auric field, drain that out and replace it with golden light or white light, whatever works for you.
Yeah.
Just that act in itself, which literally can take less than 30 seconds.
Yeah. Spiritual hygiene.
Spiritual hygiene.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So important. Energetic hygiene. Yeah. That's the gist of that week. The last week that I have is the equinox is on the 22nd. And I always say this, you guys, so I apologize, but just, I always remember reminding myself the solstices and equinox are the 0-degree points of the cardinal signs, which are the most powerful signs in the zodiac. It's our seasons. So this is us moving in the northern hemisphere into autumn and in the southern hemisphere into spring. But no matter where you live on the planet, the sun is shifting into Libra, which is all about finding balance. The sun rises directly at 0 degrees in the east and sets directly at 0 degrees in the west. Super sacred day. So you don't have to do anything. Just like you can ask your higher self, how can I become more balanced? What do I need to find more balance? And I always tell myself this, it's not a destination. Because I get really tripped up in I'm not balanced. But you're not ever fully balanced, right? It's always kind of something that you're trying to find equilibrium. You don't just get there and then you're balanced. And so just call on, where can I find more balance in my life? See what shows up in your life. See if you have messages come in. See if you have nudges from your body. But this is really where we're all feeling the call to find harmony. It's a very sacred day. And when we have the sun move into these points, the solar activity usually flares up. We're already seeing that. And they're intense. When the sun hits these points, it's just a portal. It's on top of it being eclipse season.
I know this isn't astrological. Are we balanced in light and dark on that day?
Yes, it's exactly the same amount dark as it is light.
Okay.
Initially, our bodies are just trying to, like, that usually means maybe I do need a little bit more rest because the sun isn't as intense and potent. We feel it physically. The solar life force, right? So you might notice that, oh, I actually do need a little bit more rest now because we don't have to as much in summer because there's more sun.
Yeah, I know. It's true.
We want to do our best to mirror what she's doing at all times. That's what I'm always thinking about. The sun is my guide and I'm going to do what nature's doing. So it's a call to chill out. Again, on the same day too, Mars goes into Scorpio. So it's been in Libra. It's been very interested in relationships and harmonizing and driven to help other people and be with other people. And when it moves into Scorpio, it's okay, let's get dark. Let's get obsessed. Let's get more into research and why, and maybe talk about our traumas and our shadows and go into those cave places. So Mars moving into Scorpio is going to give us an opportunity, mostly in October, to face some of that stuff and have intimate, intense experiences. Mars and Scorpio is intense.
Gear up, people.
It's cool though. But I think it's cool that it's happening during Libra season. So there's a little bit of it's not all like that.
It's not overly intense.
Yeah, it's not overly.
Yeah.
But this is where people are going to want to really have intimate experiences and conversations with other people.
I'm all over that, by the
Yeah,
way.
for sure.
We'll be doing that.
Yes, exactly.
Why are we here, people?
Yeah.
Anyway.
Totally. So this month is very powerful.
And especially, it's like September 18th, September 19th, September 21st, September 22nd. There's also an intensity right there, too.
Yeah. The first and third weeks, there's a lot happening there. Yeah. And the last thing I have in the same line is that Mars is going to be squaring Pluto technically on the 24th, but as soon as it moves into Scorpio, and when you have Mars squaring Pluto, and I don't usually talk about those kinds of aspects on here, but this one's potent. It's going to feel intense. Like this, there's a real strong bam right into Scorpio energy because Pluto is scorpionic. And so it's even more, there's something about this energy. There's like a tension point. So you're going to notice where you give away power or where power's been taken from you or where something at the soul level needs to be tended to. And it's aggressive. Scorpio, Pluto, squaring, that's all.
It feels heavier to me. Yeah.
But it can be so powerful too. Like, oh my God, I can actually shed a layer here, or something comes to light that I really was missing.
So everyone listening, remember the September 24th date as things around power and so forth, your own, feel like someone else is taking it, come to light.
Yeah, a little bit of rage, a little ragey.
A little ragey.
A little ragey.
That's how we close out the month, basically.
Yeah.
And it feels like we'll have a lot to be thinking about because of this heavy eclipse energy with everything that we're talking about.
For sure.
All right. And then we'll be getting into October.
Yeah, absolutely.
We have a lot going on in September. So thank you, Stevie.
Yeah, my pleasure. Thanks for having me.
Thanks for prepping us, and for everybody listening or watching, let us know how you're doing. We want to hear. You can go to seekingcentercommunity.com, join us in that conversation. You can go to steviecalista.com and book time to work with Stevie. We appreciate you, and we are wishing you so much good energy going into September.